Good morning. I'm feeling so much less tired. Had a really good sleep. Some weird ass dreams, but really good sleep. Camera battery. I didn't change it. 2 secs. There we go. I need to charge batteries today. I've got 2 dead ones now. And I have 4. I did have 5, but I don't know where one of them went. But yeah. I had a really restful evening. I had a really good sleep. I'm feeling a lot better today. Not so physically, mentally exhausted. So yeah, so that's quite nice. But yeah, just in morning mode at the moment. Just cozy and comfy. I ended up last night getting out some of my wool and my knitting needles and thought I'd try and start to learn how to knit / relearn. I had taught myself basics before, but that was a long time ago. I have no idea what I remember. So yeah, I mean, I had circular needles one. I think I was trying to do with long ones, and yeah. I could knit the little innocent smoothie hats, and they were for my sister's robots. That's the level of knitting I could do. But yeah, so I played around last night. Learned how to cast on and how to do a knit and a purl. Not very good at the purls, but knit is a bit easier, and I learnt the English way where you wrap the wool round, and then I was watching YouTube, I was watching some YouTube, and then also I watched a whole load of TikToks, and apparently the continental one, you hold the wool in the same hand and you pull it through at the same time, so it's quite crochet-like. And I've only just started. I'm using some of the Aldi wool, but yeah, so I've done 2 rows, and yeah, so we're gonna sit and we're gonna just practice knitting today as a nice thing, just because I want to give it a go. And like crochet, I started with making squares just because I wanted to learn. So yeah, so I'm gonna just practice. I have found apparently a very basic jumper that people say is really good, as like, you know, you could literally not know how to knit anything, never picked it up before in your life, and you can still end up with this really cool jumper. And I'm like, cool, I want to practice actually doing the stitches, hand stuff, you know, tension, all that good stuff before I even think of that. So, but it is my mission. So I got a blueberry muffin. There's 1 left from the food shop, so but yeah, so I'm on and off going to be knitting today just because I want to practice and try. I did end up popping over the shop yesterday to get my parcel. I just really fancied something. I don't know what, but I popped over the shop and they had donuts again, so I custard donuts this time. And then yeah, when I got home from the Steam show, I gave the air fryer a quick clean. I've been so putting it off, but yeah, finally cleaned the air fryer. Used that to cook the sausages. They came out so good, and we had really good, like Ryan had his in a baguette, like hot dog style, and I just made a really bougie sausage sandwich, and they were so good, because if I cook them in a tin in the oven, the bottom always gets slightly burnt. So yeah, and it doesn't matter what I try, if I don't do it enough, the tops are a bit anemic. And yeah, it's not very good. But air fryer, I put this little rack thing in, and yeah, they cooked really well. And of course it beeps telling you, you know, halfway to check. And also I turned them round, which I think helped a lot. So yeah, yeah, 10 out of 10 we use that. So I think we'll be using that quite a lot more often, because it's easier, it's quicker, and yeah, it doesn't use as much power. So I was putting the whole oven on when, you know, cooking 2 chicken burgers kind of vibes for the boy. Yeah, that's about it yesterday. yeah, today's plans. Ryan has went out to a model show. I am still in my pyjamas. I'm going to stay in my pyjamas. It's a pyjama rot weekend. I don't want to get dressed. I mean, I literally put on a pair of trousers just to leave the house, to go to my corner shop. That was it. And zipped up a jacket over my pyjama shirt. So, yeah, no, I went full on I don't care mode. I mean, full on I don't care mode when I went in my pyjama bottoms, but you know. But yeah, I'm thinking I might cut out my coat fabric today, get that done. So yeah, so then we have that project ready to start sewing, which would be really nice. So I really just want to buy this muffin. It's in my hand. I'm like, I want to buy it. Worth it. But yeah, get the coat cut out today, get the lining cut out, all the pieces, and yeah, the interfacing as well. Probably I'll just cut the interfacing as and when needed for those bits, as I get to them. But yeah, no, I'm thinking we'll make a start on the coat, because yeah, we're getting to the point. Coats will, it's getting chilly in the evening, it's wet, it's cold, you know, need my coat. So yeah, so I'm going to crack on and really want to get that done. Yeah, that's about it really. I know I should be doing some more house jobs today. I really don't want to. I just don't want to. So yeah, so I'm thinking tomorrow we'll have a housework day. But today, nope, don't want to. Also Ryan's back tomorrow, so it'd just be nicer to do stuff with the boy. You know, just have him about. So yeah. But I just, yeah, I don't want to do the washing up today. I don't want to do the clothes washing today. I mean, I probably will do a wash load, but you know what I mean, it's just a bit, I don't want to. I just, yeah, I don't want to be a responsible adult in any way today. In fact, I'm quite looking forward to going to my mum's next weekend when I'm going there. I'm gonna go stay for from Friday to Sunday, and I'm quite looking forward to not being responsible for a house. I know it's so bad, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to not being responsible, because you know, it's just a lot knowing, oh, I've got to decide a dinner, then I've got to cook the dinner, then I've got to eat the dinner, and then I've got to do the washing up afterwards. I still managed to get away with being a guest at my mum's house, which is really fucking cheeky, but I get away with it. Usually because I just rock up and I'm like, here, I bought pudding. So yeah, so I'll just be like, I'll make pudding. And also I am going round to decorate for 3 days, so you know, we're gonna be, you know, a la Sistine Chapel painting the ceiling, although we're not gonna be on boards at ridiculous heights laying on our backs for a lot of years. It's 3 days and we're gonna have really fucking sore arms and shoulders and necks. But yeah, so that is all good though. It's fine. Actually, there's been some changes for that plan. The unit we were going to paint, my mum, bless her, she sent me time lapses and everything. She took all the bits off it, all the hardware, like the handles and that, and she started to prime it, and she left it to dry, and then brown came through, and she was like, oh, fuck's sake. So she did another layer, and then the brown came through, like literally like oozed through, and she's like, oh. And then she was about to spend money on like a coat thing for it. My sister went, you're not very keen on it, why don't you just get rid of it? And my mum went, never thought of that. So yeah, it's currently been knocked to pieces, and is in the front garden. It was a hand-me-down, and it wasn't wanted, and my sister, who kind of got handed it, left it at my mum's house and now doesn't talk to us, so for various reasons of her own choosings, or basically her own problems, but you know, we leave her to it, and when she changes her mind, that's fine. But in the meantime, she can just, you know, be in her own little world and bubble. But yeah, so it's like, well, she doesn't want it, she doesn't talk to us, she doesn't want it. She left it when she moved out, you know. She's now moved, I think, 2 or 3 times since then, so it really didn't fucking want it. So it's like, okay, it's getting knocked to bits. So yeah, so it's knocked to bits and it's great. So my mum's like, oh, we can move the fridges and the freezers to the other side where they're meant to be, and then the mirrors will be exposed, and then I can get a little unit exactly for what I want, and I can get a bigger table, and I can move this here so things are where they're meant to be. So yeah, so and also she's hated the lino, laminate flooring in there since basically it's been put down. It's been there for like 20 something years, I think. It's been there a long time. Very early laminate flooring. It's the hideous yellow ginger pine. It's not nice. She's like, I can change the floor. She's like, obviously not over the weekend, but I can change the floor. Doesn't matter if we fuck it up, it's going. So yeah, so she's quite excited about the big changes and the spaces and all that, which is so sweet. So yeah, so that will be fun. But yeah, I'm looking forward to not being a responsible adult. We have decided the birds are going to come down, just because, you know, they are social little beings, and I'd feel so bad leaving them up here, and then I'd have to come up and check on them, and that's like a lot of bus fare. So it's like, they could just come down, you know, then they're there. So yeah, so the birds are going to come down, and yeah, so that'll be fun. But yeah, so there we go. But no, I don't want to be a responsible adult today. I just don't fancy it, so I'm not gonna, because I can get away with it for at least today. So today we're gonna, yeah, sit, chill, we're gonna learn how to knit, we're gonna cut a coat out, we'll have some dinner later obviously, but I think rather minimal effort dinner. We do have a pizza, so yeah, so we might have pizza tonight if Fran doesn't come in and do as usual. Could I have a chicken burger? Yeah, don't know why I thought it was I know why I was turning Liverpudlian, because it's the vultures from Jungle Book. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? I was turning them, yeah, into that. But yeah, it's a very chill, very minimal day, just because I don't want to. Simple as. So, but yeah, so chill crafting I think is the right level of what we got in us today. Definitely. And I think, yeah, tomorrow we will decorate spooky stuff, or I don't know when we will decorate spooky stuff. We'll put it around when we fancy it. I mean, it might be nearer, actually, a bit further nearer Halloween, or like later next week or the week after. I don't know. There is no rush. It's my living room, it's my spooky things, and it's for me. Rye doesn't care, so, you know, I'm happy with my autumnal bits so far. So, you know, if I just end up putting a few pumpkins out, you know, and not put everything in the box out, that is also fine. But yeah, also made a plan yesterday for the end of the month, not on the 31st, for the 30th, which is cool. My bestie had a younger sister who's obsessed with Taylor Swift, bless, and yeah, she's so sweet. She's dancing, she's just really sweet, bless her. And yeah, she was like, been sent a link, the Taylor Swift impersonator that my sister adores, as you know, will be performed because she thinks she's real. It's so sweet, apparently. So yeah, and she was like, do you want to come? You know, my mum's asking to take her. I'm like, yeah, because I didn't respond to her. She sent it Friday night and I didn't respond, so I read it and I was like, I will respond tomorrow when I can think, because I was just tired and a bit overwhelmed Friday. So yeah, and obviously yes, I was just knackered, so she called me and I was like, yeah, it sounds fun. She's like, yeah, my mum's even gonna pay. And I'm like, even better. Yeah, because it's local, my friend's gonna drive us there and back, so I'm like, oh, that sounds good. So yeah, so gonna go see a Taylor Swift impersonator, which is cool. I've never seen an impersonator of anyone before, so that will be really fun. So off to do that on the 30th of October. I think the 31st I'm gonna make spooky themed food and watch a movie, if I'm entirely honest. I turn the lights off, I draw all the curtains. There is no indication from the outside we have anything to do with Halloween in this household, because I don't like opening my door when it is dark. So trick-or-treaters, no. The couple times we've done trick-or-treating, we go to a different area in our town, which the community must get together and all that, because they go full out. I mean, in one little cul-de-sac they built a stage at one point and it was full on. It's insane, some of it. But yeah, Ryan went a couple times, I think twice when he was younger, and we went with someone who drove, so they could, you know, drive us around, so it was a lot easier to drive to the different areas. And yeah, and he went out with his mates, I don't think last year, the year before. And yeah, went out with his mates, and I think they did a little bit of trick-or-treat and then just hung out together, dressed up. So yeah, so Bryce said he doesn't know he's doing this year, but I'm like, I like the idea of making a spooky shaped pizza and just eating silly shaped pizza and spooky goods while watching a movie, you know. I'm a bit old school. I like, you know, The Crow, and I'm not into full-on horror movies, but yeah, I like The Crow because I like The Crow as a teenager, and you know, I will say Nightmare Before Christmas for me is more of a Christmas movie. So yeah, there are a couple of things I don't mind, but yeah, I'm not a big full-on jump scare horror movie. I don't like being jump scared. I don't like, yeah, being that kind of spooky. So yeah, I haven't seen the majority of horror films, if I'm entirely honest. Never seen Scream or is that a lie? I've watched 10-20 minutes of it while I had a sleepover recently, and his friends wanted it on and they put it on, and I was dyeing hair at the time, so I watched 20 minutes of it and I was like, I can see why there's all these parodies from it. You know, my problem is I like watching special effects things, so I know how all the things are done, so then when you watch something it's like, that's cool, that's a really good blood pack, you know. And I taught Ryan that as well, because he used to get really worried when people got hurt, and I'm like, it's okay. I said, look, and we watched the special effects things, and he'd be like, oh, so he kind of, that's how he also watches stuff, is understanding it. Basically my undiagnosed autistic brain. I don't, as I said to my sister, she's like, you definitely have like screaming traits, and I'm like, I don't have time to get a bit of paper. I'm like, it's fine, I know me, it's fine. So yeah, so I'm just at the moment really embracing the fact that I know I have these screaming quirks and bits that, you know, if I put them all together are flashing lights, but that's a lot of fucking effort, so I don't want to. But yeah, so there we go, there's a little bit. So I'm gonna go eat this muffin because it's sitting on my knee screaming, eat me. I've eaten half of it and I want to eat the rest, if I'm entirely honest. I've had my meds, go have your meds. Straw sticking up over there. I've made a massive cup of Pepsi Max this morning, and we're just gonna have a jug of drink today. That's what I want. But yeah, so I will catch up with you. I might set you up for like a time lapse when we cut out stuff, but or it just might be quicker because I've got the electric scissors. So yeah, so we will see. But yeah, so we'll cut out a coat fabric, and yeah, I will update you on my knitting, but I don't think I need to film me knitting because it's just me doing this, really concentrating, looking like she's, you know, badly eating noodles with chopsticks. So yeah, but I'm not even relearning, I'm just learning. Learning how to do something takes time. Knitting is a lot more for me to take in than crochet. So yeah, although I have learnt, you know, I watch lots of kids videos because I learnt, you know, with crochet, you know, stab it through, hang him, pull it out, you know, and I learnt stupid things while I was doing it, and I'm like, yeah, so there's this one, through the back door, wrap it round, da da da, flick jack off, and I'm like, oh, I like the stupid rhymes. So yeah, so the kids versions of how to, you know, teaching kids how to knit work for me because I love a stupid rhyme or a stupid thing on how to remember it, so it works. But yeah, so I'm gonna go, yeah, give this a go, or chilling with my breakfast on YouTube. And yeah, so today's mission is cut out a coat, really. That is the biggie. And chuck Ryan through the bath. He needs a bath. But for now, breakfast. And yeah, hope we're doing well. Oh my god, these are the coolest. The only time I've had to go over something double is because I didn't get both layers of fabric in the scissor. Look at that. Look how smooth it is. I'm now going to sit and do the stepped bits. It's easier not to do that on the massive hunk of fabric, but that's the pink coating cut out in like 4 minutes, and that included pinning. Mind blown. Why have I not bought electric scissors before now? They are so good. If you have hand issues or just you struggle with cutting out things, electric scissors, 1000 out of 10. So yeah, revolutionary. Hello. So electric scissors, 1000 out of 10. Why have I not had them before? I've had a nice video call my mum. I did some more knitting. I'm so proud of my little bit of knitting. And yeah, coat, rainbow fabric, pink lining or pink coating, and the lining all cut out. And I had spare, so I didn't need to worry. I am now about to pin. Obviously I've pinned it, just the outline, but I need to pin both sides and do their own little darts. Pin the darts and then have it ready and going, and I can start sewing my coat. So I've got the instructions open on my tablet. I have got all the bits open for if I zoom out, where I need to put interfacing and that, but a lot of it is like pocket based and the edges. So for now I'm just going to work on this dart is the first thing, and then I will add interfacing as and where I need it. And I think I'm just going to pin it in place and then sew it when I sew bits together. But when I look at like the armholes, I don't want to put edging around that. I like soft armholes and soft drapes, so I'm not going to put edging around the armholes. I think I'm going to put the chunk down the front, and maybe behind the pocket as it shows, and the collar. But yeah, I'm not going to do it in all the edges where it says to, just because I don't like lots of interfacing in coats. I know it does a job, but you know, that's just how it goes really. I've just got to decide what's the right and wrong side of this fabric is the only thing, because obviously it's pretty much, well no, that's flatter. that's fluffy. There is a flat and a fluff. So the flatter side is the inside. So I have cut it correctly with a fluff on the inside. So yeah, so I'm going to mark out the big dart with pins, and yeah, get to pinning and sewing this coat, and let's see how far we get. You work on the rainbow outer shell first. So yeah, I've got to do this bit, do the darts. It says to attach the pockets, but I haven't decided where they're going yet, because obviously I've shortened the coat. So I kind of need to, I think, sew the shoulders, so then I've got a back and a front, then see where I want the pockets to go, mark the pockets, sew the pockets, put them on. Because I can't sew the pockets until I've marked where I want them to go, because I want them to blend in. I know, you know, it's a thing, you know, you can do it so they stand out, but on this fabric, I think to make it look and be more luxurious, making them blend in shows that I've spent time and effort to pattern match, and pattern matching always feels fancy. So that is what I'm going to do, is I'm going to pattern match and I'm going to make it fancy. So that is what I am going to do. That is how we're going to have it, is pattern matched up. So yeah, and I've just literally marking out this dart, so then I basically line it with pins and then take them apart, fold it, sew it, and then cut out the excess. It says to iron it, but I hate ironing. I know I should. Alright, don't nag. But for a dart where I'm then gonna, it will naturally press back. If it doesn't, I might line it. I might iron it, but yeah, usually a hand iron where you push down and you sort of smooth it with your hand works pretty good. And if I really feel the need, I have got a steamer. I could steam it open, but again, effort. You will not meet someone who despises ironing more than me. I hate it. Do not see the point in ironing. So yeah, I will procrastinate if it comes to ironing, and I hate ironing when it comes to sewing. Do I know it does loads of good? Does it smooth out the fabric and the pattern and there's no wrinkles? Yes, but this is coating. Coating is a bit different. So it's not like I'm sewing a delicate crepey fabric that needs to be iron flat or silk or yeah. But there we go. There's my rant. But yeah, so that is what we're now on to, is yeah, starting on the coat, which is amazing. So but yeah, chat with my mum, we coordinated some bits for decorating and all that. So yeah, that's all good to go next weekend. She's ordered vinyl for the fridges. She's just going to go for pastel, which I think is cool. And yeah, we are all good to go. So but yeah, so I'm going to carry on with my crafty Sunday. You know, sewing and knitting. Who do I think I am? I might even crochet later. We, you know, craft Illuminati. Sewing, knitting, crochet, craft Illuminati. Woo, triangles. But yeah, so I'm going to carry on marking out and pinning and all the really boring stuff to watch, but isn't even necessary to do. And yeah, I will catch up with you beautiful people when I've got something a bit more substantial done and something a bit more fun to show you, because at the moment it's just me stabbing pins into fabric and just trying to take it out and line it up, which is not the most interesting. So yeah, but it's how I work. So yeah, so I'll catch up with you as we get going. But hey, look at us doing stuff today. Oh, by the way, it was the bug yesterday. It had a little bit, my mum felt like shit, everyone felt like shit apparently. So yeah, so this bug has little, you feel fine, no you don't, and then you come back up. So yeah, so everyone had a no you don't day. So there we go. It was just a family affair, it seems. But yeah, cool. Catch up with you when I have something hopefully coat shaped to show you. I just have to share the level I'm going to match these pockets. Can you spot the pocket? It's there in disguise. Yeah, thankfully my front panels match, so I've just literally got to make perfectly matching pockets to match the two matching front panels, and they line up, which is insane. So I know it's got details on it that you would usually want to stand out, but I like the idea of it just blending in, being really fancy with details. So yeah, so here's the level I'm going to line up my fabric. It's pretty good, isn't it? Third time lucky. I'm so pleased I had some scraps. But yeah, so there we go. So I've sewn at the shoulders, I've sewn the darts, I've cut the darts out in my pinking shears, and now we are cutting out pockets so then I can potentially sew them together, put them on the front. Ah! Coat. It's amazing how quickly a coat can come together. But yeah, the outside is quick. The lining is my Achilles heel. So yeah, see how we go. Hello. I cocked up. You see this beautifully matched pocket? It's way too far down. It doesn't work. And also, being perfectly matched, you don't see any detail. So just shuffled it further up, and I'm like, because my perfectionist self wants to recut them out so they perfectly match. But my sensible self that says these things are already sewn, we've turned them out, which was a pain in the arse. Why don't we just put them on the damn coat? A video called my mum going, what do you prefer, mismatched or perfect? She's like, mismatched. I'm like, thank you. I just needed someone else to say it, because my inner perfectionist, who only comes out when I'm sewing, they like crochet on it, that will do quality, and knitting we're learning. So yeah, but sewing, I turn into such a perfectionist, I'm an arsehole. And I'm like, I just needed someone else to say it's okay. So yeah, so I'm got my tiny scissors. Actually, sit you up so I can chat while I unpick, show you what I'm doing. But yeah, no, so I've got my tiny scissors and I'm literally snipping the stitches apart one by one, or a couple at a time if it does it. And yeah, I'm going to shuffle it up, basically almost like 2.5 rows of the tartan. Basically the bottom, where it's sitting at the blue, the bottom's going to sit at the green, so it's going up 5-ish inches. So yeah, so it's been moved up. I was an idiot. Of course it's going up 5 inches. What a blum. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I shortened it so I didn't need to follow the markings on the coat, on the pattern, because I moved it. I shortened the damn pattern length, didn't I? Oh. You know, sometimes you feel like a genius, and other days you really just, you know, you feel like your brain cell's getting lonely in there. I feel like my brain cell's getting lonely today. But yeah, but hey ho, but we got pockets, they're on, and actually they're not a nightmare to sew on. I just stick to, you know, one bit of, you know, certain size edging and just sew it on. So yeah, so let's just cut this. I will go back and pick all the little threads out, don't worry. But yeah. See, this is why I don't make things for other people. My inner perfectionist couldn't make things for other people. I like to make things really nicely and really proper. you know, I don't know when I swapped. Me of yesteryear was quite, that'll do, you know, oh well. But I've got fussier and more particular as I've got on as I sew. So I've got more and more, you know, perfectionist. I think it was, I think during lockdown actually, I just got fussier. So. But I will say this pink is so nice with it, because that's going to be the collar on the outside. So that's how it will look at the top, with that look with the collar on the rainbows. So yeah, and then it'll be rainbow underneath. So it's going to be so good. But yeah, so, but it's kind of, I think, my aim. I think today and tomorrow we're going to get this coat. We're going to sew the coat. We're just going to sew it. We'll see how far we get, but I just want to sew my coat, because I really would like a coat. And yeah. So there we go. So I'm going to carry on with these pockets and shuffling them up and keep pulling out the stitches and all that. But there we go. So there is my sewing back up of the day, but we're getting there. We've got a front and a back attached. We've got pockets sewn. The pockets will be attached in the next half hour. And then after that it is the sleeves. So I have to sew the sleeves. And then yeah, thankfully they show to sew the sleeves flat, which is how I sew sleeves. So the sleeve sewing on is much easier than you would think. But again, I'm not pushing myself. If I feel like stopping at any point going, I think I'm done, that's what I'll do. Also, I did cut out interfacing for the pockets, because it just seemed a smart idea. Although, apart from, I think, tucking gloves in and my hands at a bus stop, because I was saying to my mum, I'm like, it is a good length, you slight bent elbow at the bus stop. I said, which is what I want for my, my pockets. You know, slipping my phone in when I got my headphones on and I want to change the song, and my gloves. And yeah, I don't hold loads in my pockets, but yeah, and these are quite big front pockets. So of course, you know, they are patch pockets. So it's just because on the pattern it's the same colour, so it's hard to decide, do I pattern match, do I not pattern match. It does look fancy, but I think this, on a more flowy pattern, it would work. Or on a pocket without the details I've got. But because I've got a busy pattern and a detailed pocket, it needs that little bit mismatchness. And to be fair, if I were perfect, we'd all wonder if the world's gonna end. So there we go. So yeah, so I'll catch up with you beautiful people a bit later. I'm getting quite hungry though, so I'm thinking some dinner soon. Although, I don't know, I'm assuming Rye's going to want chicken burgers. I know I said I'd do pizza, but I'm not quite in the mood for pizza, so I may do something else. There we go. I will say I need to, I think, pop out tomorrow. We've run out of bread and sandwich making stuff and pretty much yogurts, so yeah, I need to do a little bit of an Aldi shop tomorrow, so I think we would go do that. They've got some spooky stuff in, so it's rude not to go look at the spooky stuff, isn't it? Sorry, it's me concentrating on cutting this. I'm meant to be saying goodbye, but I'm on the last final stitches, so let me just cut it off so I can go look. I did it. It's literally the last like 3 stitches. Come on. It's because I always go forward and reverse to secure my sewing, which is great, but when you're having to cut stitches off, it's not so great. Hey, 1 free pocket. So yeah, I'm going to go repin these, sew them on, and I then give myself a half-hour break, because yeah, feeling a bit silly. So catch up with you a bit later. I've got to show you, I'm in a coat. Look at that shoulder, look. Oh, you know the TikTok sound. This is what I wanted, the pastels, and this is what I got. That's been me with all my pre-bought coats, but look, how beautifully the shoulder fits on both sides. Let me stand you up. Sorry, I've got plugs everywhere. Oh. Look, it's a coat, and these are the pockets, and sounds stupid, they're at bus stop level where I can go, you know, my coat's all beautifully done up, which will match, and then I could be like, oh, a bit chilly, and they look good. I like them mismatched. So yeah, and they don't actually look crazy out of sync. So yeah, it's back, fits beautifully across my broad shoulders, has a swoosh I wanted. Let's point you a bit further down so I can show you the swoosh. Swoosh. How good's that? I got a coat, I got a coat. So yeah. So I've made the shell of my coat. So yeah, I love how the sleeves went in. I'm so pleased I took out that extra bit and they fit perfectly and they're nice and wide and it's comfy on the bust. It's gonna be so good. Added in with that, email, my tailored cardigan has been shipped, so it might be here tomorrow. I could have a new coat and my tailored cardigan in the same week. How cool will that be next week? Well, tomorrow basically onwards. So yeah, so this apparently now needs a collar, but I like doing collars, sewing them together, turning them inside out, sewing the inside, and then hand sewing the collar on. So the collar I'm going to save till later when I've got the lining in. But yeah, so I am so happy. It looks so good, it's so soft, and this is only one layer. It's going to have some more wool in the front obviously, and then the lining. So yeah, this was such a good idea. And yeah, although it's involved a little bit of fiddling, this pattern has worked out really well for me. So yeah, so obviously the front doesn't have like the cutout for the fun weird buttonhole system yet, because you do that literally as you're sewing in the lining onto the front. So yeah, so I just haven't cut them out yet, but I'm very happy. If you can't tell, I'm elated. And I'm sat down and look, it goes down, still goes down when I'm sat down. So yeah, so perfect, I love it. So there we go. I've just not long ago had a bowl of cereal. Please excuse this spot, I keep re-picking it, and yeah, but there we go. I think I'm going to stop sewing here for today. It is like just coming up to 7. And the next lot is entirely lining, and I think that is done with a fresher brain. And also I need to change the colour of the bobbin, and I need to do some more interfacing. So that's tomorrow. We are going to work on the lining, see how far we can get. But we have the outside of a coat. Does it fray like shit? Of course it does. Thankfully it'll all be inside the seams, and yeah, but I thought I just had to put it on and show you because I really like it. I really like it. I realised I took a picture when Susie from Sewing Bee was making a coat in this fabric last autumn. I've liked this fabric almost a year. So yeah, no wonder I had a bit of a struggle getting hold of it. As it is, I still have a metre plus left over. So I overbought. I'm so pleased I never read the pattern. But yeah, I am going to definitely make it a rainbow frog bag. So yeah, but for that I need to do the library, which is an adventure out to town, and I do want to get some more books. And now that I've started knitting, I think a knitting book would be a sensible idea. So I'm going to try and finish reading my book all about fashion colours, get that finished this week. Maybe, well, I won't say Wednesday because I'll be knackered from London on Tuesday. maybe Thursday we might pop out, or we might go to the library, go upsize the last of the frog bag pieces so we can get making a fun bag, as well as look at some books and return a book. So I should be finished reading it by then, because the other day I read a good couple chapters, and if I sit down again and read another 2 lots of a good couple chapters, it'll be done. And then I've just got my fabric book, but I've got till the 27th for that, because that's when it renewed. And again, that's an evening read, so yeah, I'm quite pleased. I'm enjoying my bits of reading and stuff. But yeah, today, craft Illuminati. We managed 2 out of the 3. I might end up actually crocheting tonight, just because it's something I can sit and quietly do. So I don't need to show you that. But yeah, we have managed the craft Illuminati today. Knitting, crochet, sewing. So yeah, but no, I'm going to sit and crochet this evening. Might do some squares again. I quite like doing the squares, or my cardigan. I don't know. But yeah, either way, I hope you've enjoyed. It's been a fun Vlogtober. And yeah, I will catch up with you beautiful people tomorrow. It is Monday. So yeah, we have all the fun things to be doing. Got parcels coming. Hopefully actually some more might get delivered to my corner shops, then I can pick them up. Obviously I've got parcels being delivered here, and then yeah, we're going to work on the lining and those bits. So yeah, but for now I'm going to put all of the fabric pieces and the pattern pieces just on the table so they're out of the way and safe. And I'm going to put this on the table as well. So there we go. It's been a good coat making day. So yeah, see you beautiful people tomorrow as we get into another week of daily vlogs. Ooh. And I will get dressed tomorrow, I promise. I do not plan to rot in these pyjamas again. It's lovely if there's been. Yeah, I will put some real clothes on. See you tomorrow.